Sutra 6. People's thoughts do not affect you until you allow them to. In the previous two sutras, we have seen that everything is created in abundance and that the world is a mirror. So that how others behave is a reflection of your own thoughts. But what about the impact of other people's thoughts? Is there an impact at all? The next thought rule is, people's thoughts do not affect you until you allow them to. The impact of others' thoughts on children is much greater because they are dependent on others, primarily their parents. But this is not the case with adults. If a baby is in the womb and the mother thinks negatively, then it has a negative impact on the unborn baby. Babies are simple beings. They are sculpted as you mold them. Since the baby is a part of the mother's body, the mother's thoughts have a definite impact on the baby. Some diseases, bad qualities, and habits of the mother might get passed on. But this can be avoided if the mother rectifies these things within herself. The thoughts of others do not impact adults directly. It is not possible that someone who prays for you to fall sick could actually make you fall sick. The only way for someone to impact your divine plan adversely is if you begin to think the same negative thoughts because of their influence on you. If a person living with you is thinking something incongruent with your thoughts, then their thoughts do not have a direct effect on you. But they certainly have an indirect effect that you need to avoid. If someone staying with you is a negative thinker, then that person's negative thinking will not have an effect on you as long as you maintain awareness. If you are alert while giving them a ride in your car, then you won't have an accident because of their negative thinking. But if they are constantly saying negative things like, "The number of accidents has increased alarmingly. Yesterday there was a terrible accident on the highway. The other day I witnessed a gruesome accident," etc. And if their negative words begin to affect you, causing you to start thinking similarly, then you begin to attract an accident. But rest assured that if you don't get influenced by them, then you won't be affected. Undoubtedly, you have heard people say, "We are suffering the karmic punishment of others. Such things are happening to us due to others." If you unconsciously harbor such thoughts, then your present condition is because of the indirect effect of such thoughts. If the negative thinking of the people living with you is having a negative impact on your thinking, then that is why you are getting negative results in your life. If you don't allow your thoughts to run in a negative direction, then you won't experience any negative effect. There are negative thinkers present on every bus and every train, but their thoughts have no significance. Only the thoughts of the driver has any significance. If there are some negative thinkers traveling with you, don't worry. Just ask yourself, how are my thoughts? If you too are having negative thoughts of an impending accident, then reassure yourself by saying, "The driver's thoughts are positive, so I need not worry." This will nullify the impact of your negative thinking. As long as the negative thoughts of the passengers do not affect the driver, then the journey will conclude without a hitch. Just imagine if the thoughts of negative thinkers actually had an effect. Then how many buses or trains would reach their destination safely and on time? It's good that the driver's thoughts are what counts. Likewise, your thoughts are the driving force of your life. If you understand the thought rules, then you won't face any trouble despite your living with negative people. You just have to be careful to avoid getting carried away in the wrong direction when listening to their negative chatter. The most influential factor in your life is your thought process. There is a cricket match being played by two teams and many spectators are watching the match. There are thoughts going on in the minds of the spectators as well as the players. The thoughts in the players' minds change with each success by the opposite team. They begin to think that they might lose the game, and this impacts their game. At the end, there is a difference of just 1 run. The team that scored 200 runs won, and the other team that scored 199 lost. The thoughts of millions of spectators being expressed in the form of clapping or hooting might affect the psyche of the players. But the deciding factor in the game is the thoughts going on through the minds of the players. If thoughts of match fixing are going on in their minds, then those will have an effect on the game too. If their mind is filled with greed, then the good thoughts of others won't have much effect. Now let's discuss the impact your thoughts have on others. For this, you need to understand a very important corollary to this thought rule. You can attain whatever you want, provided it does not go against someone else's divine plan. You might start to think that if thoughts are so powerful, then you should be able to achieve anything you want. This is not always possible, since what you want might be against someone else's divine plan. Suppose you want a bicycle. You think, I want the bicycle that this person has. You are not concerned that the bicycle might be important to that person, and that perhaps he cannot do without it even for a day. According to his prayer, his desire, or his divine plan, he has to perform some feat on the bicycle. He has to ride the bicycle all 7 days of the week, because he needs to win an award based on his performance. His dreams are associated with the bike, so you cannot have it. Your wish goes against the divine plan of someone else and therefore may not be fulfilled. Here is another example. 4 boys in a neighborhood wish to marry the same girl. Now the question is, whose wish will be fulfilled? But this issue does not depend only on the thoughts of the 4 boys. The deciding factor is what the girl wants. She has her own desires and aspirations. Hence, it is imperative to know what she wants. Who is the most suitable groom for her in accordance with her divine plan? This will determine which boy gets the girl. Those who do not understand these principles complain, I have worked on my thoughts. I pray, yet my prayers have not been answered. I haven't received the things I wished for. The most important thing for you to remember is that your thoughts and prayers should not obstruct anyone else's divine plan.